Welcome to Digitalsoftecs. In this session, we are going to explore an important topic, that is what is coding. So, coding is one of the most important part of software development, and it is now studying in software engineering. So, when we developing software, so it is necessary that we understand the basic important part of software development, that is coding. So coding play a very vital role in software development. That this is because when the designs are being specified, then the next phase in software development is coding. So that is why it is important to understand about the coding. So today we have the agenda, what is coding, the goals of coding, and we have the coding standards and coding guidelines are how to code. So that is why these topics are very important for software developers. So let's understand about the coding. So coding is the process converting design into computer readable language. So as we know that computer understand uh, the language of one and zeros. So that is why computer does not understand English language. So that is why when we are converting our design, converting our system or software, so there is need to be converted into ones and zeros form. So ones and zeros forms are closely related with the programming language. So that is why when we convert our design into computer readable format, that is programming language. So programming language is understood by the computer systems such as C++, Java. So these things are understood by computer, and computer work on ones and zeros. So that is why when we want to convert our design into computer readable language, so computer readable languages are software languages, that is C++, Java, C sharp, Python, etc. So the coding is the part of software development where the specification is converted into source code. So source code, when the source code executed, we get the final product or we get the software. So that is why we collect the requirements from the customer, and then we specify, and then we convert it to specific design. So design things tell us how things work. So how things work, we convert these design into source code. So when the source code executed, when the functions and variable and computer programming like stuff is executed, there it delivers us the product, and that is called softwares. So coding is done by the coders or programmers. So programming plays a very important role in software development, as we discussed earlier. So that is why the basic understanding of coding is that what does coding mean. So coding is necessary, it is a very important part of software development, and we call them software development. So that is why coding is the process to convert the design into computer readable language. So readable languages are software languages which we use for programming. There is C++, Java, C sharp. So all these languages are computer readable languages. So that is why it is the main theme of coding, or the second name of coding is programming. So this is done by the programmers, and daily and millions of people writing their code to execute their program and make them a software and the product to the customers. So we have the example of coding. So we have the normal language. There is addition of two numbers, which is simple mathematics. 8 pi plus pi is equal to 10. So this thing is not understood by the computer. This is because this is a normal or English language or mathematical form of some kind of questions. On the right hand side, we have the coding or programming. So we have a program written of a normal language. In C++, we declare the three variable a, b, and sum, and we assign the numbers to them or values to them. A is equal to 5, b is equal to 5, and sum is equal to a plus b, so which will assign and gives us the final result. So see out a sum, and we have the output display, which is sum is equal to 10. So this simple addition is done by the computer with the help of software language, and we call this process called coding or programming. So programming is very important. We tell the computer to do our works, so we written in the computer readable language, that is program, that is computer languages, that is software languages like C++ and all these stuff. So that is why on the right hand side we have the coding or programming. So computer understand these things and computer does not understand the normal language. So it is necessary to gives our problem to computer to execute for us and benefit from the computer technology. So that is why coding or programming is very important part. So we have the goals of coding. What are the goals of coding? Why we need coding? So we have translation of a design into code. So when we are designing softwares, we make a simple design that all these classes, we have this objects, we have these functions, variables. So this function will execute this process, and that is why we design all the system. So the coding just translate the design into computer understandable language, or the language which is understand by the computer. So to translate the design into computer understandable format or language, so we called them the programming languages. So we have the translation of a design into code. So there is the goals of the coding. So to reduce the cost in later phases, so betterly coded software will reduce the cost of testing and maintenance. So that is why proper coding will help us, gives us a very positive and very good product. So that is why to reduce the cost, so when the badly coded softwares will need maintenance and testing like cost. So that is why the goals of coding is to betterly code the design into code to reduce the cost of maintenance and testing. So number three is more readability. So the code must be simple and easily understandable to others. So the code must be easy, and every developers, in the absence of their code or the programmer, other programmer can read and understand your code. So that is why these are the goals of coding. So when we writing our software, we just check these three parameters that help us to writing the proper code in the proper direction. So we have the coding guidelines or how to code. So how to code is very important question, and every programmer, every software engineering student, or every computer science student have the question that how to code. So that is why we have some kind of guidelines. So number first is learn the programming language. So we need to the core concept of any programming language we want to develop or we want to make ourselves as a programmer. So that is why C++, Java, Ruby, HTML, CSS, Pythons are the example of languages. So it is up to you that which language you want to learn and make yourself as a professional. Number second one is understand the problem. So understand the problem is what the problem gives us, what the problem has the goals. So that is why we need to understand the whole problem, then we move towards to write the code and make the designs or these like stuffs. So we have to read the problem many times. Read the problem many times gives us the main complexity and help you to develop the logic. So that is why when we reading the problem many times, we get every time repetition gives us something which help us to develop the product. So number fourth one is divide the problem into parts. So divide the problem into parts, make the subsystem in the system. Now that is why when the things are divided, the things becomes easy. So it is very necessary to divide the problem into parts and to develop the subsystems. Number fifth one I had not discussed here is to read the professional codes and examples. So it help you to understand the basic purpose of coding. So that is why when we read the professional codes, it gives idea how to create the logic, how to build our logic, and how to solve the problems. So that is why it is necessary to build up our programming day by day. So programming or coding is not the uh, just be developed in 1 days, and it is not the way or the story of 1 day or 2 day. It's story of months and years. So every day you can just aid and learn the concepts and implement in your code and make a simple program. So help us you to develop and make yourself as a coder, as a professional programmers. So it is today's sessions. Thanks for watching. If you uh, like our video or our tutorial, so keep subscribe our channel. Thanks for watching.